Okay, so you know how I always appreciate my beauty. My God, stop it. I know it's beautiful. Yeah, thank you, thank you. No, just stop it right now. Okay, God did create this one. Yeah, nah, she's so fine. This is me just winding after like weeks of reading, marathon reading. So I'm grateful to God for this beauty. What up, guys? It's your girl, O to the M to the O to the L to the O to the L to the U. You know what I'm saying? I know it's too long, but like, okay, that's my name. Alright, so welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to this channel and, of course, like this video. Turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I drop a new video. And if you're a returning viewer, you are welcome back. Alright, guys, so yeah, I'm more relaxed, as you can see. And that's because the past few weeks have been really hectic and stressful. I wrote one of my medical board exams, and it was a roller coaster, trust me, but I'm grateful that it's done now, and God took all the glory. So yes, I'm back and back into my normal element, glowing as always. So yeah, it's good to have you guys back. Today I very quickly want to talk to us about how I study effectively. Alright, so in no particular order, these are the 6 tips I'm going to be sharing with you. The first is the God factor. And the God factor is so important to me because I have tasted and I have seen that this God is so intentional about me. He's so intentional about my academics. Like, for me, it's not about the level of intelligence that you have. It's not all about how much work or efforts that you put in to studying a particular material or materials for the exam. Sometimes all you just need is direction from God. Trust me, I have on countless occasions tried out this and have been able to come to the conclusion that sometimes all you need is that direction from God. So it may take one person, say, a couple of days to study 1,000 materials that you have to cover before the exam, and for the other person, it might just take them 2 days of going to God and asking Him for direction on what to study, and then He starts to tell you, okay, I want you to read this, I want you to read that. You scribble these things down and you focus on this thing, and you go into the exam hall. The next thing you're seeing are those questions. Boom! Now who is in charge? Who's the boss? Now you tell me who's the boss. So yeah, that's very important, and I do not take it for granted. So before I prepare for exams, in as much as I want to put the hard work, I want to, do my best, I also want to depend on God for direction, because it just makes my work really easy. Like, all I need to do is connect, be in that space where He can speak to me, He can come in, dwell with me, speak to me, and tell me what to read, grant me the sense of direction and how to go about covering all of the materials, especially if you have like voluminous materials and you don't even know where to start from. All you need sometimes is just that voice, not just the aspect of direction, even going beyond or going past the whole examinations. You can say after writing the examinations, the next thing is the part where the examiners get to mark your scripts, and in that moment your fate is being decided. So this is where the God factor comes in again. So you want to ask God for favor, you want to ask God for mercy, and this is important because we never can tell like 100% the state of mind of any examiner. So an examiner can be, maybe has just recently gone through something, was having a bad day or something, and then they pick up your scripts, and mind you, you have put in all your work, you have put in all the efforts, you have literally poured out your heart to writing these exams. Let's take for example an essay, and you were 100% sure that I aced that exam, I ate it. Now this examiner is not even in the right space, and they pick up your scripts and everything is just annoying them. Like, maybe your opening statement wasn't what they expected to see, they just keep marking everything wrong and right. So that's why you need the favor and the mercy of God to speak for you. Even when you make mistakes, you need the mercy and the favor of God. I'll take for example, there is a particular lecturer from the exams and change writing. He said that when I was talking to him about the exams and everything that went down during the exams, he said that there were some scripts he marked. Yeah, so he was trying to compare 2 students. So the first script, the person answered the questions using only 6 lines to answer that particular question. The second person used about 2 pages to answer the same question. He said the person who had 6 lines got like 12 over 15, and the other person who had 2 pages got like 4 out of 15. And I was shocked, and it just occurred to me at the point that, okay, where the favor of God comes in is the person who wrote 2 pages maybe had written everything in the marking scheme, but did not just outline it the way the other person who had 6 lines outlined it. But if you take your time to study the person's writing, like all of the pointers, all of the things that the person was supposed to write, you'd see it in the marking scheme, and you could just pick up those points and still mark the person 12 or 15 or 13 or 15. But you see, the thing is, some of these examiners are not that patient. So for him, he was just like, he opened up, he saw 2 pages, like, what in the world is this person writing? So I feel like at that point in time, that particular examiner was not really patient enough to even read through the material to see if there are some pointers, that the person got in the marking scheme that would have maybe scaled up their marks. That is when you need the favor of God. But someone who's marking a script to be very patient, kind enough to go through all of the things and see where you can possibly get marks from. So that's why I will not joke with the God factor. God is everything. Trust me. He's the center of our assimilation. He's the center of my active recall. He's just everything. Alright, so the second tip I'm going to be talking about is your to-do. So you want to write out your to-do list. Now you have moved past the stage where you've heard from God. God has told you everything that He needs you to do to cover up the material. Next, you want to pick up your sticky notes or whatever it is that you used to study. You want to outline a to-do list of the things that you have to cover. After organizing your thoughts together, as you read, you tick off those things on your sticky note. And something about covering the material. So there's something that interestingly I got to find out. It was late already, but I mean it's still not too late because there's still like some more exams ahead of me. When it comes to what the lecturer expects you to know, it's very important that when you're given a slide or when you're given any material from your lecturer, the first thing you want to go through on that material is the page where you have the objectives of the course. Because trust me, no one wants you to know everything in the whole material. Say it's like 2,000 pages material, like who even has the time for you to put all of those things in your head? All they want you to do is know what is required of you to know, and that's where the objectives of the lecture comes in. And trust me, they mean it. They don't want you to know more than that, just that. And when they mean just that, it means you're also going to expand on those things. You don't just say, okay, because they listed like 4 things and it's like the student wants to know how to define things. You have to know how to define plus statistics, plus all of these things together. So yeah, but if you're able to cover the scope of that, then I feel like you're good to go with the materials. Start early to revise those materials so that when it's time for the exam, it's like revision for you. I'm saying this to myself because like sometimes I crash read. Honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you, I crash read, but yes, I'm learning, we're all learning to, start early. And the importance of starting early because you compare yourself with other people who actually have studied the materials early, and then you can see that there's a gap, So for me, it's a way of improving, not necessarily beating yourself up or whatnot, but just improving on getting better. The next one we're going to talk about is the past questions. So it's very important that you get your past questions early enough. It helps you kind of organize your reading, so you know, okay, this is their pattern of asking questions, this is what they ask every year. Okay, so these are the topics I need to pay attention to. So it kind of guides your reading, and starting early too is very important because it just makes the work easy. So you're not trying to put all of these answers in your head a few days to the exams. That's what we do. I do that too, and it's not healthy, because like at that time everything is overwhelming and it's like you're forgetting things, you're mixing things up. At this moment, I would like to pause this video and send a special shout out to Alara Pay. Miss Sura, you are an amazing soul. Trust me, you're an angel on earth. I'm grateful to have someone like her in my circle because she is so dedicated to the work, she's dedicated to the task. So what she does is early on during the posting, she gets all of the materials that she needs, the past questions, and she starts to answer them, be it theory, be it the MCQs, the multiple choice based questions. She does everything, she does all the work, and now when it's close to exams, it's more like revision for her. And it's amazing to have people like that, especially in what I'm studying, because you can do everything on your own, like you can't learn everything on your own. Sometimes you need help, and this is where people like this come in. People like Lara, you ask her, for example, Lara, please, do you have any past questions that you've done and everything, and then she doesn't even hesitate, like she's sending it to you almost immediately. Like the girl is kind, the girl doesn't even care if, oh, now someone's going to see my hard work and they were not there when I was putting all the work, now they're going to read and they're going to pass me. She doesn't think like that, because she has taken her time to internalize the material. It's very important that you have people like that around you. And I'm going to say this to juniors in this school, that if at any point in time you're preparing for your medical board exams, and you need help, you go to her. Now that she's still in school, before she graduates, you go to her and you ask her if she still has some of those materials. Trust me, she's going to give them to you. So yeah, that has really saved a lot of lives. Like a lot of us go to her for some of these things, and then she gives it freely, and God has been blessing her, and she's my distinction baby. And I pray she keeps getting the distinctions. So yeah, next is study groups. Okay, so this is a bit tricky because study groups are very essential. They are very important, especially if you have like a lot of materials to cover. One of the best ways to cover it and to cover it on time, meeting the deadline, is by having study groups, because like there you get to share the materials amongst yourself, and then each person takes this, you take this, and then when you come you're discussing, so it makes the work easy for every other person. And the time where I enjoy study groups is when we start early enough, and if I'm done with at least 80% of my material, like my personal reading, like the to-do list that I put out for myself to do. But if I'm at that point where I haven't even covered like up to 20% and I'm supposed to go for study group, then it doesn't work for you. You have to figure out what works for you. If study groups are so effective for you, then you find the best ones. And it's very important to find the best ones, because some study groups, people go there and talk about people for hours, and at the end of the day you've wasted everybody's time, you've wasted your own time, and you haven't been able to achieve anything tangible. So it's important that you go to study groups, or you have study groups with people that are serious minded. That way you're able to cover up the material and even revise every other person. So that's that. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about, using different apps to study. So for me, I recently just found out about Notion. Okay, I mean, like, I've heard about Notion before, but I didn't know how really effective it was until a friend of mine told me about it. So Notion, that's like a very good app that you can use to actively recall whatever it is that you've read. So it's basically typing out. For example, you have a particular topic that you've been taught, and you just want to type it out as if you're the examiner asking the question, like a summary of the topic, and then you provide answers as well. You see the question, you click on it, the question comes out, then you click on the answers as well, and then you learn the answers and then active recall. It's very effective for people who start early, not if you're starting late. Don't be like me, don't start late. So for people who start early, they enjoy the Notion app, and then of course there are other study materials and tools and applications that you can use as well. I recently just found out about Geeky Medics. Yes, so someone did mention that Geeky Medics have checklists for different examination stations, and that I didn't know about that until after my exams. So shout out to you, girl, for letting me know about that as well. You know yourself. And flashcards as well. So flashcards have helped a lot of people. So if you have flashcards, you can use them as well. So all of these tools are for active recall, really. Okay, so the last thing is having a good support system. And I just want to use this opportunity to shout out to Otobo Grace. Thank you so much. You are an amazing girl. I love you. You know that already. And DP Debola Park, aka Ebunski Eboluwa. Thank you so much for being there. You want to have friends that are genuine, especially when it comes to your academic performance. People that are very intentional and invested in you as you are in them. So it's like a mutual kind of thing, and it's like a win-win at the end of the day for everybody, because they know the parts where you're struggling, they understand you, talk to them, they don't judge you or whatnot. Even when you're starting the materials very late, they push you to keep going. Okay, you can do this, you can do this, girl. Okay, they even go as far as sharing their routine with you. They share materials that they think will be helpful. So I'm grateful. I don't take any of that for granted. The myths of everything that I've been saying in a nutshell is, regardless of how you want to plan your study routine, the most important thing is to start early. Trust me, you don't want to crash read. It does a lot to you, man. It messes up with your mental health. It disorganizes you. Like, you read something and then the next thing you forget it. That's because you didn't start early. And I've had my fair share of that, and trust me, it's not a good thing. So you want to start your materials early enough, internalize them. Just watch how God is going to come through for you. Last thing about God. So I was listening to a sermon by Pastor Selman. God bless you, sir. He said something very important. He's like, as long as you understand, or you know you're standing with God as a Christian, there are benefits that you get because you worship God. So now God is not saying He doesn't want you to study. Of course you want to study your book, because God needs like a foundation that has been laid already for Him to be able to act on. He needs something to act on. So you got to do your own best to do what you have to do, and know for a fact that God is going to come through for you because of that benefit that you have with Him, that relationship, that connection. Like, He will never fail you. And that is because he wants to take all the glory. The only way sometimes people believe your God is when they see results. People depend on results so much, and that is what God wants to use you to do, to accomplish, for him to take all the glory. So when people see you and they see how consistent the pattern with you and God has been, the results are so evident, they want to draw close, and that has been my testimony. Trust me, I'm grateful to God that I get to share this with you. So there are a lot of things that you can get when you have the God factor. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and to share this video with a friend. Leave a comment section. I really want to know how you also study effectively. So if there are other things that I can learn from, then definitely please feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Bye, guys.